Welcome guys, let's talk a bit about mech building today. So how can we properly build a mech to make the best use of said mech, and how can we synergize the weapon, or how to build a different type of mech each time. So let's take something that we can easily work our way with. So we have like the, I don't know, let's take the Hellbringer for instance, or better the Orion 2C. Okay, if we take a look at this mech, what we can see here is that basically it has low R points both in the torso and in the arm. The missile mounts are irrelevant, it doesn't matter whether they are high or low, we don't care. But we can see that low hard points means you cannot snipe, basically. You cannot pick and shoot. I mean, you could pick and shoot, but you expose yourself for way too long, which allows the enemy to take aim and shoot you. So you'll take more return fire. So that you can pick, but they are not suited for picking. Now you take a quick glance at the announcements, and you can see that basically if we take out my skills, we have base armor, which is, we have a boost to our base armor basically. That means that the low mounts and the base armor means that we can go in and brawl with the enemy. So how do we go and build this mech? Well, the low mounts means we need to put an assault weapon over there, a brawling weapon over there. So usually, since we cannot shoot at long range, we use something that can be used at close range. Now, you can either go with an LBX-20 or an Ultra AC-20. That's up to you. Now, the range on the LBX-20 is 360. You can go with Artemis and SRMs, or you can go without Artemis, that's up to you. But you take weapon systems that are meant to be used at close range. So the SRMs for the clans and the LBX-20 are great for close range. The EV medium laser, that's debatable. You can take EV medium lasers or medium pulse lasers. That's depend on the money you have. Let's ideally let's take a look at without me considering the amount of money. So if I had to build this mech for brawling, I will say, okay, I've got 3 missiles. So the missiles are great for close range damage. In this case, I want the missiles will crit more often than other weapons. So once the enemy armor is gone, my missiles will be more effective. With that being said, I need to open the enemy armor. The same goes with the LBX. So what I can do here is go with 3 medium pulse lasers, because the range is 330. I can go with 1, 2 and 3 SRM6s, and then I can go with an Ultra AC-20. Now I could go with the LBX-20. Now the problem here is that I need to open the enemy up and expose him to crits. So the LBX-20 is great for critting, but just the medium pulse lasers won't cut it. So I need the Ultra AC-20 to amplify the damage my medium pulse laser do, and together with those lasers I can remove strip armor from an enemy mech. So what we do here is we take the ammo. Now the reasoning behind my ammo usage is I have 32 shots for the AC-20. That should be around 8 shots, something around like that. Yeah, something around like that, something, yeah. So basically I go, okay, how much damage can I deliver with 1 ton of ammo? and then I go around that. So usually I go with 4 tons for the AC-20 because it hits like crazy. And then I consider, okay, so each SRM missile deals 2 damage. So I've got 120 missiles over here with 1 ton of ammo. So that's 240 damage maximum. Is that enough to justify the 3 SRM-6s? Nope. So I'm gonna add more ammo. Now I've got 480 damage with the SRMs. Will that be enough? I don't know. Kinda. Let's add some more ammunition. Okay, now we have 720 damage. Should be something like that. And that's okay. The same with the AC-20. That's okay. We need the engine now. So what can we actually put? So this is a brawler mech. We don't need to go fast because at close range, really, it's a big mech. There's no lag shield to save you. So we have a choice. We can go either standard or let's remove the owned items, please. We can either go standard or XL engine because we are a clan mech. Now, if you are an Innosphere mech, you can go with a light fusion engine. In case you don't know the difference, light fusion engine is lighter than the standard engine, but you have a penalty for losing one side torso. The XL engine is even lighter than the light fusion engine, but if you lose a side torso, you are fucking gone. You're out of the fight. Clan mech, basically the way Clan XL engine works is the same as Innosphere light fusion engine, and with the XL engine you do not die when you lose a torso, but the heat that you have accumulated will transfer to your mech, so you're gonna see an increase in heat. So if you're riding a hot mech, you lose a side torso, you're gonna overheat, you're gonna shut down. Keep that in mind as you go and do your stuff. We can go with the 360. Now the problem is, although we are fast, we cannot dissipate heat fast enough. So this is a brawler mech. We need to dissipate as much heat so you can pump out the damage constantly. Okay, if this was a sniper build, heat will be less of an issue to some extent. So we need to find a way, and also we don't need to go at 77 kph. Now 64.8 is a great speed for a heavy mech. I consider it to be the default speed. So all my mechs usually have a standard engine or an XL engine or light fusion engine 300. You shouldn't go faster in my opinion. Now clan mechs usually go faster, those with omnipods, because they have a built-in engine. You cannot lower the engine down. If I could, I would lower the engine on the Timberwolf and so on. So what we need to do now is pump out the double heatsink. There you go. And for clan mechs, you need to go above the 1.4 rating because their weapons are hotter than Innosphere. So we have an actually good build. So we have 75.5 Alpha Strike potential, which if we double tap we can bring to 95. Double tapping the Ultra AC-20 means firing in succession. We risk the gem, but it's fine. We've got endosteel structure, which basically you trade weights for slots, or slots for weight. You get less slots, but you get more weight to play with. So this is basically a brawler build. I've padded my mech 78 slots, and this is the most efficient way to build a clan mech. Okay, or the Orion 2C. It's the most efficient way because we have filled all our slots, we have no tonnage left, good speed, good ammo count, and a cohesive weapon loadout. Let's enter the testing ground actually. Let's go into a very hot map like Tourmaline Desert. You can test your mech in the testing ground. You don't need to save, you don't need to spend money. Just do your build and get in here. We're gonna test on the Atlas. So the way I configure my weapon groups, by the way, I do not use fire control. I consider it to be cheating because it does stuff that I cannot do.
Target acquired.
Okay. We select the Atlas and let's test this mech out. Okay. I want to get a good view of the Atlas, by the way, before I start shooting. We are in range of our weapons because the range is pretty much synergized together except for the SRMs, but what can you do? So let's try this out. Good. So with 2 alpha strikes we can take down a set also of an Atlas. Jam, let's go with the pulse lasers.
Target destroyed.
And he's dead.
Heat level critical. Target acquired.
Let's ignore the general we have in the Charlie 3. Too squishy. Let's go for the catapult. So we're in range of the medium pulse lasers, so we shall begin shooting our weapons.
Target destroyed.
And we took him out, see? We open the component, we shoot the SRMs. Always, always, always shoot the SRMs last when you make those kind of builds, because in case you open up a component you can lob some SRMs and get some crits done. As you can see, I am stuck on this. Let's go for the Cataphract. No, the Cicada. That's the Cicada over there, right? Yeah, the Cataphract is behind me, actually.
Target acquired.
So the Cicada, we are in range of both the Ultra and the you could do something like this. So you shoot both the AC-20, which is jammed, and the... We're out of range for the missile, by the way. Sorry about that. But I do not recommend shooting all your weapons at once.
Target destroyed.
Let's just say that I will give the server some time to register the damage. So let's pan out the damage. Doesn't make much of a difference, and it creates that suppression feeling in the enemy. So it's constantly under attack.
Target acquired.
So we have a commando over there, I think. Yeah, it's a commando. And yeah, I can say you can test also the ammo efficiency. As you can see, we have a lot of ammo. We are out of our optimal range. Let's wait for a second. Let's go with the AC-20.
Target destroyed.
Double tap, CT, dead. Okay. So yeah, this is how you build a mech. Let's quit the match. We clearly stomped the enemy. This is how you build a brawler. I'm gonna get into more details for long range mech in a separate video. But let's just say that the basics of mech building and brawling are covered in this video. So yeah, this is an Orion Chusey. It's a brawler mech. You build it like that. If we wanted to go on something different, like let's say, yeah, sure, whatever. Let's just say you are in a sphere. Okay, you get your hands on this awesome mech that is the Cataphract. You take a look here, take a look, see here. You got UAV, jump chance, ballistic cooldown, base armor. This is a brawler. You got base armor. The same goes with the Black Knight. So you can take different Cataphract variants. Now, personally, I use the 1X because of the ballistic cooldown, but you can take whatever you want. Doesn't really matter. You build the mech in the same way. Brawling means SRMs, medium pulse lasers, and AC-20s. That's the thing. So if you take the 1X for instance, let's go in the mech lab. Remove this potato build. We have a standard 280 as a default engine, 64.8. Perfect. Now we got 30 tons to play with. What are we gonna do? Nope. We're gonna put an AC-20 in this mech, not an ultra AC-20, mind you. Okay, we have ballistic cooldown. We're gonna play this mech a different way than the Orion. It's still a brawler. You can go with an ultra AC-20. I do not recommend it. for a simple reason. We go, okay, the damage, 8 shots, 20 damage, 160 damage for each ton of ammo. So we've got 320, we got 500 damage, take another one, 660 damage. Okay, that's how much we can push into the enemy. Let's go for the energy section. Okay, now you can go with medium pulses, but look at the range. Optimal range 270. The medium laser weighs 1 ton and goes at 270 meters. So they synergize very well. Now, if you want to be a little bit meta, you go like this. Okay. Now we have an issue. We have 2 tons left. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 medium pulse lasers, and an AC-20. That's 50 damage, which is basically half the Orion. That's because we do not have the SRMs. SRMs will amplify your damage by a lot, but it's also send less damage. So one thing you can do right here is you can take up the AC-20 and go with an LBX. By doing so, you have the potential to open up the enemy components and the crit chance of the LBX. Okay. So what can we do? Okay, first of all, let's go with double heat sinks. Obviously, we want LBX ammo. Okay, there you go. There you go. And there you go. Now I don't like LBX-20 that much. It's not a weapon system that I like, but for the purpose of this video, in fact I use my AC-20 on the Cataphract, but for the purpose of this video I'm gonna hang on with the LBX-20. So we got double heat sink, we're gonna put some double heat sink over here. Okay, we got 128 heat management. That's not enough. You need to go endosteel. We trade 14 slots for 3.5 tons of free tonnage. So now we have 1.43. We've got some spare tonnage which we're gonna use for... Oh, we need to do something here about the tonnage. So we can remove one double heat sink. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's okay. I forgot. Usually my mechs are maxed out with armor, so we don't need 18. 12 is fine. So unless the enemy... Can we lower the 61? That's great. So usually the enemy doesn't shoot you in the legs if you are a heavy mech. So you can skip leg day. It's not much of an issue. So we have 138 heat management. It's okay. And we're gonna go into the testing ground. We're gonna see if we do okay. Okay, if you want, you cannot, but let's go to the testing ground. Can we actually put something else? No, we cannot. It doesn't have the... We do not have the slots. So let's go into the testing ground, Tourmaline Desert. So it's not a perfect science. You need to mix and match weapons and engines. Okay, so straightforward weapon grouping. Got the medium pulse lasers and the LBX.
Target acquired.
So let's get into good firing range for the Atlas, and let's start wailing away at the enemy. Medium pulse, LBX-20. Medium pulse, LBX-20. Medium pulse, LBX-20. So compared to the Orion, it took us 3 alpha strikes to remove the side torso of the Atlas. That's to be expected. But we can shoot the LB-20 much faster. So we can hold the button, shoot medium pulse, LBX, medium
Heat
pulse,
level critical.
LBX, and we finish him off with
Target
an LBX
destroyed.
shot. We don't need to use the medium lasers to take him out. An LBX 20 is sufficient because, like I said, once an enemy component is open, you can score crits, and LBX 20 is great for that.
Target
So LBX,
acquired.
SRMs, heavy machine or machine guns are great for scoring critical hits. Again, let's go. Medium pulse, the enemy is open. We shoot with the LBX 20. Conserve the. We didn't get a straight shot. We hit the right torso.
Target
And we take him
destroyed.
out. Arm explosion is that? Whatever. So this is one way of building the mech, and if you play your mech to your strengths, it's gonna perform very well. Now, the reason I do not use medium pulse lasers to finish off the catapult is because ideally you want to conserve your heat. That means that when you're in a brawling situation, once you deal with an enemy, you have another enemy to deal with. If you don't, you're gonna have one soon enough. So what you wanna do is, okay, the enemy is one shot away. Can he kill me? Or do I have the time to wait for the LB20 to come back online and shoot the enemy? But that's a gameplay situation that doesn't pertain to a build. Also, please, this is testing ground, do not stare at the enemy. Shoot, twist away. And don't go full twist one direction. Try to be left and right, so you screw up with the enemy aim. Because it's easy, once I twist all left, I can still aim your CT or your right torso. So try to spread the damage evenly among the components. I find it most effective when I twist left and right, like twitching, rather than twisting one way. So this is the way you build a mech, a brawler mech in the context. I'm gonna make another video for long range builds or other type of builds, but let's just say that these are the basic principles of mech building. And oh, also let's not forget rear armor. Okay. Now usually with rear armor I keep 10 points, and that's because, and they're not even enough, let me tell you. Once an artillery strikes hit you, it's gonna open your back armor, so you're gonna be taking some structure damage. And I usually take 10 points because that's basically a large laser hit to your back. So when an enemy comes into your back, if you have less than 10 points, you're gonna be extremely susceptible to the enemy fire. And enemy fire from a light mech usually entails small lasers and machine guns. And machine guns can crit component, like LBX. So don't be the guy with 4 rear armor. All it takes is 2 small lasers and you're open, and then you got 12 machine guns wailing on your back. Okay? Okay, now we've got that out of the way. We built our mech, and that's cool and dandy. Now, thanks for watching, guys. This was how you build a mech, the basics and the brawling setup, and how you should be using the setup to play. By the way, I might have not told you this, but it's quite obvious. You put the ammo can explode, so unless you have case, if you have ammo over here, it's going to explode, and the damage is going to affect nearby components, which means center torso, or if you put it here, it's the right torso, the left torso. So put your ammo on the legs and the head, and if anything else, put it on the arms. Now arms are easy to go, I know, but it's better than having it in the right torso or the center, in the torsos or the center torso. Ghost ammo doesn't explode, feel free to put it anywhere. Ghost rifles do explode, so keep that in mind. You may also want to consider putting a case wherever you put the ghost rifle, just in case. I never do it, but just in case. So we basically dealt with the damage, the optimal range. It synergized very well. You can go with the AC-20 if you don't feel comfortable with the LBX-10. That's up to you. Okay. Again, thanks for watching, guys. If you have questions, doubts, leave a comment below. I'll be glad to answer. Thanks for watching and take care.